And that concludes tonight's musical interlude, dear friends. Remember to tip your barkeep. Nothing like a rowdy and ready tavern crowd to lift the spirits and drive away the bitter cold of the road. Leastways, that's how I always see it. I don't think I've seen you here before, good looking. I think I'd remember a face like that. Where have my manners flown off to? Varden Rieve, musician and student of life at your service. I'm what you might call an itinerant traveler, or a minstrel, or perhaps a troubadour or a songster, but I prefer bard. I did graduate from the Bardic College at Solitude, you know. A doctorate in arcane poetry, and a minor in women's studies. That was a joke, although I probably have enough practical experience in that last arena to qualify for a minor, but I digress. What's your name? Where are you from? How'd you wind up in the coziest little tavern in Skyrim on a night like tonight? Ah, that's a beautiful name. A bit exotic for the area, but you don't strike me as a local. I mean, look at me, a dark elf talking about what it's like to be a local in these lands. Oddly enough, my family dwelt here among the Nords even before the destruction of our homeland. You'd get the odd stare or prejudiced comment, but most folks are all right. Especially to a traveling bard. You wouldn't believe what people are willing to put up with in exchange for news from afar, a song to raise their spirits, or a hand eloquent enough to act as a scribe and put quill and ink to parchment for them. A shocking amount of Nords have literacy in the major cities, but the need for scribes falls most often to the minor villages on the road. Well, now you know a little bit about me, gorgeous. Why don't I buy us both a bottle of mead, and you can tell me a little bit about you? Barkeep, please bring a bottle of the Blackbriar and put it on my tab. Aha, so that's your story. You say a dragon attacked you at Helgen. Normally, I'd think that you'd been hitting the alcohol a little bit too hard. But I've heard stories that coincide with what you're saying. Plus, a person as pretty as you couldn't possibly lie to little old me, could you? It's not idle flannery, darling. Trust me, a beauty like yours isn't one that I see every day, and I see quite a lot in a day as a traveler. But you saw a dragon up close and lived. Tell me everything you can, and I'll keep the mead flowing. If it's a good story, I'll pay for it. Fascinating. You say the dragon's spirit was absorbed into you, that you're Dragonborn. Yes, I'm familiar with the legends. Bard. Again, beautiful, you say the most outlandish things. But the Greybeards did just shout from the mountains. That hasn't happened in, well, I'm not sure how long. Son of a mud crab, you might actually really be the Dragonborn. You can shout with the voice? Shh, not so loud. I believe you, but don't do that in here. All I need in a time like this is for the town's guard to see a dark elf involved in any kind of disturbance. That happens and it's out the city gates I'm tossed. I'll tell you what, my very pretty adventurer. What are you planning to do after this night? You say you've been summoned to climb up to High Hrothgar, but there's plenty of other things I'm sure that must drive your attention as well. Ah, that book you keep. A journal of quests. You're well organized. I like that. I have a request for you. Allow this humble bard to accompany you, if you would. What's that face for? Ah, you think I'm all talk and idle flattery, I see. But on the contrary, Varden Rieve is no pretender. One cannot be a traveler in Skyrim and be incapable of defending oneself. I don't wish to insult your powers of observation, but I think you may have noticed that even on the roads, travel is a dangerous thing. If it isn't the Stormcloaks and the Empire hacking away at each other in skirmishes that innocents get caught up in, it's the roaming wolves and bandits, and now dragons as well. I have some skill with a sword and a spell, as well as the lute and a song. Probably not as expert as some, but I'm a jack of all trades. Handy to have around if you're deficient in any single area. I know the hidden trails and ancient paths across this land, and can serve as a guide as well. All I'd ask of you, my comely Dragonborn, is the opportunity to stay right by your side. Your blush is gratifying, but my motives are more pure than you may realize. I would be a great fool if I did not seize the day and chronicle the life and times of the chosen one of Akatosh, would I not? I'll keep a record of your words and deeds, to later put to song. You could probably use a popularity boost as well. I'd heard about a group of condemned prisoners escaping in Helgen. No questions asked, darling, but a positive spin would probably do you some good. Well, do we have an agreement? Excellent. Let me rent us a room then. We can spend the night here, get to know each other a little bit better, and in the morning be off and away to wherever the road takes us. A toast, Dragonborn. To your health and your good looks. May you increase in both, and may our partnership be a fruitful one.